Vector and Mekti feel their way forward in the gloom of the transportation hub. If we die again, let's not go underground again. According to the map, this is the fastest route to the research institute. The route above ground is too meandering. But at least we're much less likely to get surrounded and brutally killed by enemies in the dark just like now. Don't you think? I didn't know our night vision was disabled. Our most recent death cost us 1500 XP, 110 ammo, and 25 healing potions. All our effort down the drain, just like that. Look at how depressed she looks. That could also be the face of a Yandere tactical though. Don't just assume we're definitely gonna die. We have gone through this part before, so we can just counterattack following the enemy's sequence of attack, right? Then, have you memorized the enemy's sequence of attack? Well, 2 came from straight ahead, then 3 from the left, and 1 from behind? Wrong. There were 2 enemies attacking us from behind. The one who grabbed you crawled up to us on the ground, while the one who attacked me was hanging from the ceiling. Vector feels the doll behind her shiver. That sounded like something right out of a horror game. But since you have memorized it, we should be fine, no? There's no telling if we will encounter more enemies after that. You're right. Games like these love kicking you when you're down. Seriously, this AI has really got the sadism of certain game developers down pat. Yeah, blame From Software for that. Sadism? Going by your own logic, I thought this would also be a so-called essence of this game. Of these games. It's only an essence after you beat the game. Before that, it's all the dev's sadism. Hello, Lunaria! New patch, eh? Yes. Yes. Welcome. Hope you're well, by the way, Lunaria. Welcome. I'm just doing the Escape from Cyborg event story. And it's just... Wait, I'm Mekti. And it's just exhausting. I feel like I've reached the point where I just quit the game and go to sleep. But this is your training. Oh. Vector ignores the reluctance in Mekti's voice and continues onward. As darkness hampers her vision, her auditory module becomes exceptionally sensitive. In this cavernous underground transportation hub, even the softest rustle sounds incredibly loud. Vector suddenly comes to a halt, causing Mekti to crash right into her back. Ow, that hurt. Why the heck did you stop all of a sudden? Hush, stay quiet and crank up your auditory module sensitivity. You missed the bombshell earlier? Oh, don't spoil Lunaria about it, Rose. She haven't played Girls Fun in 1 yet. You and I are the only people who played Girls Fun in 1 here. Don't spoil it. Why are you being all secretive? Mekti rubs her forehead and does as instructed. A buzzing noise like the flapping of bee wings grows clearer and clearer from ahead. Is it coming from here? Vector places her hand on the wall next to her and feels her way down inch by inch. What? There's a vent here, and the sound is coming from inside. There's a vent here? That's gotta be a Lethal Company reference. There's a vent and appears an enemy. It could also be an Among Us, but these are ALID, so it's gotta be a Lethal Company reference. 4 game references. Mekti, back up a bit. Huh? Okay. After a burst of gunshots, something plate-like falls to the ground with a clang. The opening should be wide enough. Wait, you're going in there? Yep. It's not Lethal Company. It's Alien Isolation. You can go to the vents. I want to see what is making that noise. The sound is too rhythmic, which seems suspicious. To prevent us from encountering anything unexpected again while we're on the way to recover the supplies we have lost, we must eliminate all unfavorable conditions in advance. You have a point. Wait, you have a point. This could be a hidden stage or something. Then make it quick. I'll wait here for you. Of course, she slips. Mekti lets out a massive yawn. She seems to have grown tired of being energetic. Have you forgotten who's supposed to complete her training here? I haven't. But what if we wipe in there? All our worldly possessions will get swallowed by the system again. That's why I told you not to think of them as yours. If we wipe, we'll just start again. We can start again however many times we want since it's a game, right? Wow, I can scarcely believe Vector actually said something so reckless. I'm just doing my best to comprehend your idea of fun. That sounds so sarcastic of her. After turning a few bends along the ventilation duct, the two dolls' vision becomes clearer and clearer as their eyes capture a little bit of light. At last, they reach the other end of the ventilation duct. Vector dislodges the metal plate by force, and light floods their vision. And now we are back in Elmo. Metal buckets and storage boxes are scattered all around in a space which is neither big nor small. Several switches are mounted on the walls, and several generators are locked behind metal fences on either side of the passage. This is a generator room? Now it's Dead by Daylight? But these generators aren't running, so where's the power coming from? And what's that mechanical sound? Could it be that Vector looks toward Mekti is pointing and sees an electric cable traveling down the wall and across the passage? The cable is connected to a glass container device. A sparkling crystal is suspended in the glass container, slowly rotating while emitting a rhythmic buzz. That's... Just as they make to approach it, the sound of a glass container crashing to the ground suddenly comes from behind them. They quickly dart behind the pillar and raise their weapons. The person who has suddenly appeared behind them is currently grabbing at her own face with both hands, looking utterly terrified. Oh god, jump scare. Her name is TMP. They use her original name. I'm inspired. Is that Harpsy? It is Harpsy. The hovering camera wobbles in the air as if in protest, but it makes no sound. Spot the lab rats will be eaten! What should I do? What should I do? The NPC named TMP appears to be in a state of extreme panic. She keeps pacing around the pillar in the passage manically. Then all of a sudden she stops. Phew. I need to calm down. Calm down and think. Alright, I have to find the anywhere door. The anywhere door? If I find the anywhere door, I'll be able to leave. She looks around. Her face lights up in glee as her gaze lands on one of the storage boxes. Found it! TMP steps right into the box and closes the lid above her head in one fluid movement. And they don't say anything. Vector strides forward and flings the lid open. A scream that sounds almost like a groundhog immediately comes from within the box. Ah! I got found again! I'm getting eaten! Sir! Sir! Oh, it's so loud! My auditory module. Vector, do something! As the scream persists in the background, two choices once again appear before the two dolls. Oh god, another Baldur's Gate 3 dialogue choice. A. Close the box and let her calm down. B. Use item Crystal Bracelet. So, this is where you can use it. Vector taps the icon of the crystal bracelet on her watch and confirms that she would like to hand it over to Harpsy, who bears the name tag TMP above her head. I'm getting eaten! I'm getting... Oh! That's... The bracelet icon in TMP's hand materializes into an actual bracelet. At the sight of the bracelet, the girl's panic is immediately replaced by joy. You're okay, Oliver. You're the very picture I felt. I'm so glad you didn't get eaten by monsters. Now we can get out of here together. Make sure you hold onto my hand and don't let go. TMP puts the bracelet on her wrist fastidiously. Then she gives the two dolls a solemn bow. Thank you. Thank you so much for bringing Oliver, sir. Sorry for mistaking you for scary monsters, sir. Oliver was all I had even before becoming a lab rat. We loved going on treasure hunts in the city. Oliver said we were just picking up trash, but I often found treasures. Sounds like a scavenger. But what's the deal with this lab rat business? Then one day, someone told us that he could offer us unlimited food and a safe place to live. But in exchange, we must do him a small favor by trying out some colorful candy and drinks. We agreed, so that person let us stay in the cage with lots of other lab rats like us. They were all covered in sparkly crystals. So pretty! Oh yeah, that's it. Wow! Thank goodness it didn't break. The jar is surprisingly sturdy. TMP picks up the glass container with the crystal lying by her feet and lifts it up for them to see. He said this crystal is super useful. It generates heat and power and can do anything. When I left the cage, I took some with me. As a gesture of my gratitude, I'll give this to you. You can also take all these. Their watches ping with notifications. Oh, the system's voice. Collapsed crystal times 3 obtain. Crystal powered flashlight times 1 obtain. Item broken pocket watch obtain. This is all the treasure I have on me. Oliver and I will be resting here for a bit. Until next time, kind strangers. After delivering her lines in a rapid fire mode, TMP falls silent. Wow. She came, she monologued, she scrammed. What a perfect NPC. Utterly no nonsense. Cinema! Whatever the case, this Vector waggles the flashlight in her hand. Shows that we can hand in plot-related items to NPCs in exchange for items that can help us along the way. The broken pocket watch probably also has its use, but there is no guarantee we'll run into the right NPC. Don't overthink it. We'll encounter them when the time is right. At least we have a light source now. We won't be so easily ambushed by ELIDs that jump us from shadows like before. But we won't necessarily beat them even if we can't see. One step at a time, I suppose. Now let's go get our stuff and continue on to the city. Sir? Okay, we got a battle. I can finally see clearly. Oh god, is that one enemy? The one with the buns. Wow! So many enemies lying in ambush. All units, be caution and take care to not be ambushed again. What do you mean? There's only 2 of you. That enemy seems pretty dangerous. Maybe we should gang up on it. Agreed. Hehe. Now that's what I call a tacit understanding between members of a fraternity. The fuck are you saying, Mekti? Okay. Reading scholar, production expert. It's funny though, because the production expert is not even considered an elite. It's just another enemy. Alright. You take this spot. Okay. Activate this. Go here. Actually, you know what? You can dunk it. The buns. Oh, I closed the thing. But we are Kluke, so we don't care about Tere. Why did my game froze? And why did it have to aim on Kluke's butt? Game, are you trying to be horny right now? I know it's Kluke, but why did my game froze? Jesus. Rude. Good job. With the help of the flashlight, the 2 dolls promptly dispatch the invaders in the transportation hub and recover their loot. Game knows its priorities. Watching her XP bar slowly grow, Mekti lets out a long exhale. Phew, I'm kinda in the mood again. Something's not right. Huh? I recovered less than 2/3 of my previous XP. I also have fewer supplies than before. What about you? I don't really see much of a difference. On top of the loot, I have a feeling that something important is missing. Something important? It's all simulated data here, so you shouldn't lose anything. If you lost important neural logs, your neural module would also flag it. That's true. But I'm absolutely certain that this isn't all the loot. Could be a bug? Bugs are pretty common in games. Just ask Harpy for a patch update. Yeah, I swear to God, if they patch Duchebonet's exploit... Actually, I need to know, did they actually patch Duchebonet's exploit? I'm gonna test it later. Harpsy, can you please take a look? Sure thing. Leave it to me. While you're at it, also check the surveillance connection. Your voice is getting fuzzy. Okay. Oh. A Miss Wings of Grey cutscene. Okay. When they finally emerge from the underground transportation hub, the sunlight is so strong that Mekti has to squint her eyes. We're finally out of that dark and miserable place. So, this is the city proper of Ruina Crystallis? It doesn't seem all that different from the satellite cities we have visited before. The image is taken from our neural logs after all, but there are differences. Look over there. There are colorful glass pipes of varying thicknesses and lengths as far as the eye can see. Some of them lie under overturned floor tiles. Some are poking out of broken walls, while others are completely exposed outside. Most of them are cracked and broken, like icicles piercing the city. I wonder what these colorful glass pipes are for. This must be the crystal pipe explosion or whatnot that the NPC Ruche mentioned. Crystal pipe, Ruche. While Vector is still deep in thought, a mellow voice speaks up from behind. Oh my god, it's Andoris! Mommy! G36K KSK. What voice am I going to use here? These are crystal pipes. They're for transmitting crystal energy. Andoris, who has appeared behind them at some point, clasps her hands and blinks, her lips curl into a prim smile. Ever since people discovered how to convert collapsed crystals into energy, the city began laying pipes made of this special material on a large scale to transmit energy to every corner of the city. The city was therefore named Ruina Crystallis, and the pipes were also named crystal pipes. These rainbow-like crystal pipes were essentially the arteries of the city. Right. Are you crystal hunters? Crystal hunters? No. You managed to reach the city prosper. You may not be crystal hunters, but you are no ordinary people either. We're nothing extraordinary either. We're actually guardians. Guardians? Impressive. No wonder you suffered no injuries on your journey here. Well, that's not entirely... What is it, Vector? Feeling a tug on her sleeve, Mekti looks back at Vector. Don't you think there's something strange about her? Strange? Yeah, you're right. It's like talking to Andoris in the flesh. Andoris in the flesh. That's not what I mean. Have you noticed that our interactions with the other NPCs are done through multiple choice questions, whereas she's able to converse with us freely? Maybe it's just a fluke that her pre-scripted response matched the conversation. Let me try again. Mekti clears her throat. Ahem. Andoris. My name is G36K KSK. Damn, she actually registers what we're saying. She's different from the previous NPCs. We'd better be careful. And who are you? I am a mercenary dispatched to Ruina Crystallis to search for and rescue survivors. You're here on your own? I came with a company, but the intelligence we received was inaccurate. The number of invaders drawn here by the leaked crystal energy far exceed our expectations. Out of the whole company, I'm the only one left. G36K KSK frowns slightly. I'm trying to gather as much of my companions' possessions as I can, just to give some closure to their families. The two dolls fall silent as they return her resolute gaze. Something just feels off. Have you got any ideas? Not really. It's too much of a pain to think. I just want to get this over with and get some rest before Kluke comes back. Have the motivational effects of this gamification thing worn off already? Well, even a gamer girl would get bored after playing for so long. Klukai? Oh wait, Klukai? No, nothing. You're gathering your fallen companion's possessions, you say. Have you found anything yet? No. It's like trying to find needles in a haystack. possessions. As Vector ponders this, she suddenly thinks of the broken pocket watch. Maybe you could take a look at this. Vector taps her watch to give the broken pocket watch to G36K KSK. Light particles gather to form a physical object in G36K KSK's palm, an actual pocket watch. This is... He opens the pocket watch with great care, and her eyes well up with tears. This belonged to a friend. Thank you. G36K KSK turns the open pocket watch to show Mekti and Vector was inside. A photo is engraved on the inside of the cover. The subject with blonde hair and green eyes glares at them with scornful eyes. Of course, they have to put Wellrod in there. Also, this is a stopwatch. What is this, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? That is 6 references now. It's Wellrod. Vector eyes the hovering camera with some trepidation. It's for the plot. I hope she doesn't mind too much. Thank you. This is probably the only thing I will be able to find. I don't have anything to give you in return for the favor. Huh? Nothing at all? I thought we would gain some kind of new skill or some amazing items, like an armor of revival or something like that. I'm very sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any armors of revival, but I could join you and lend you my strength. A lot of wait. Support character G36K KSK has joined the group. What is this? Yakuza Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth? Holy crap! This can happen? I suppose a support character is an NPC that assists players in combat? Bingo! 10 points to Vector. Fabulous! Now someone will fight in my stead. No! Though I wonder if this Andoris also crashes very easily. You shouldn't rely on her too much whether she's prone to crashes or not. You have got to complete the training on your own merit. Don't worry, support NPCs are only there to balance out the game difficulty. Vector peers at the smiling G36K KSK, then at Mekti, who is looking around with excitement and frowns. She tries to suppress the sense of disquiet she's feeling and looks down to consult the map. We're still some distance away from the research institute. I hope nothing will go wrong.